as Elizabeth mentioned, there's a great deal of overlap in both your books. I wouldn't suggest anything stronger than that, but it's clear there is a mood. There is a mood for examining what it is that is wrong with Canadian democracy, and in John's case, perhaps what is right with American democracy. That's not to say that there are things that aren't wrong with that and right with us. We're just here to explore them. Both of you talked about the engagement. And it's true that the world has engaged with Obama in a way that they have perhaps not engaged with Stephen Harper. But the voter turnout in America didn't go up enormously. It was perhaps the people that were engaged rather than the percentage of people that were involved. And the turnout did drop here, Elizabeth, you're quite right. John mentions the internet engagement that Obama had and the way he keeps up conversations even while he's in office. Elizabeth mentioned possibly giving some sort of proportional representation a look here. Where would you go with this, John? I mean, what suggestions do you have?
It seems to me that it is a question of culture. You know, in your offices, every now and then your managers decide to blow everything up and bring in a new system. And there are many charts and graphs and that you're told all about how wonderfully things are going to work. And then the reality of the thing sets in. And you know, at least it seems to me in my work experiences, that there's this sort of cardinal law, which is if the office is functional, that is, if people are getting along, there's a sense of collegiality, people believe in what they're doing and they want to work together, no matter how badly management screws things up, you'll get the job done. If the office is dysfunctional, all the systems in the world won't fix that. And it's the same within political culture. So what can we do to make the political culture in Canada more functional? And is there anything the Americans can teach us about this? I think the single most important thing is to open up the political parties. As I pointed out, look, we can have elections here and in the United States and in Great Britain and Japan and Australia, everywhere, using the old system, and will continue to have elections using the old system, the old way of doing things. But Obama has opened up the possibility that in any country, anywhere in the world, an Obama is possible. It is possible for someone to come along with a new agenda and a new message and to create a genuinely grassroots movement that mobilizes the young, that mobilizes ethnic minorities, and that produces a new coalition that, in fact, can seize power. But to do that, that person has to come to the fore within a political party. And it can't be done here because the party elites make sure that they control who makes it to the top. So I talk about Victoria Chu. Now, Victoria Chu is Hong Kong. Her parents came to Canada from Hong Kong. She was born in Vancouver. By the time she was 35, she and her partners had already made their first $10 million in their startup company. And she decided that she wanted to do something more than just make money. So she went into politics and ran for the BC Liberals and got in as an MP. Is it MLA or MPP in BC? I've forgotten now. MLA, right. And impressed everyone and actually made it into cabinet. But it wasn't until she gave a speech at a Conservative National Leadership Conference in which she talked about multiculturalism and entrepreneurship that she really became a national figure and caused a lot of excitement. So she decided to run for the leadership of the Conservative Party and got nowhere because the Conservative Party did not want somebody like Victoria Chu coming from the outside and taking over that party. That, of course, there is no Victoria Chu, but there could be. And if there was a Victoria Chu, and there will be a Victoria Chu someday, our system isn't there to exploit the possibility of her. Our system is designed, in fact, to keep her in her place. So the first thing I would do is I would say one political party should have the courage to open itself up and maybe create something like the equivalent of a primary system, where let's say the Conservatives do it for the next leadership. It can be anyone. It can be the NDP, it can be the Liberals. Anyone can be a Conservative if they want to be. On that day, you can show up and you can say, I'm registering to vote for the Conservative leadership. I'm a Conservative from 12 noon until 8 p.m., and then my membership lapses, and I want to vote. And we'll have a primary system so that, let's say, ridings in BC, Saskatchewan, Northern Ontario, Montreal, and New Brunswick vote on the first primary, and then the second primary and the third primary, and the entire country to the extent that it wants to, can participate in the leadership selection process. If you did that, you would create a new sense of engagement, and you would get a new generation of voters committed to entering the political process. I would make and end with this one point. What the turnout rates were, and indeed they were. But what matters in the United States is, everyone knows that millennials don't vote. People basically under 30 do not vote. But in the last presidential election, the millennials made up 17% of the voting population. They cast 18% of the votes. They overvoted in the last election. So that new voter group is there. It's available. It can be tapped by any political party in any country. All you need is the leader and the message. But for that, you need some kind of openness in the political system to bring in outside voices.